After England defeated the French at the Battle of Bremule, Normandy was back in King Henry's hands. But 1 year later, his good fortune turned to tragedy. In 1120, his son and heir William Adelin died in a shipwreck. The future of Henry I's kingdom was in jeopardy. Henry desperately needed a new heir. With no legitimate sons left alive, he broke with tradition and chose his daughter, Matilda. Henry forced his barons to swear an oath to accept Matilda as queen. But when the king died, they broke their promise. England would not be ruled by a woman. Matilda's cousin Stephen saw his chance and claimed the throne. The crisis moved to the capital. At Westminster Abbey, Stephen was crowned king, but Matilda wanted what was hers. She was also lining up powerful supporters who would fight Stephen for her right to rule. Their conflict engulfed England in civil war. Fighting raged throughout the land. In 1141, everything focused on one of the kingdom's most strategic cities, Lincoln. Matilda's allies had commandeered the castle. But King Stephen was determined to take it back. He besieged the castle. Stalemate. As dawn broke on February the 2nd, everything was about to change. Matilda's half-brother, Robert of Gloucester, raced to break the siege. As Robert's forces approached Lincoln, Stephen's army turned away from the castle to face them. Robert could win Matilda the crown, but only if his army could win the day. Robert of Gloucester's forces approached Lincoln. Their task, to liberate the castle from King Stephen's siege. While behind Lincoln's walls, troops loyal to Matilda held the castle for the Empress. First, Robert's forces would stage an ambush to prevent enemy reinforcements from joining with King Stephen's army.
What wilt thou? Essa shall be here.
Robert's men concealed themselves in a sheltered grove and lay in wait for the enemy.
What beeth in Hesting?
Ik ga weer van de telefoon! Vendors, i sänder nu Scusa, ik wil dus dat! Verande suave!
Robert defeated the first column of Stephen's reinforcements, but he knew more were on the way.
Tjappa thoppe and shanka for thove.
Ich obey thine hess. Ich forthethin hess.
Ich will helde here.
Sen ich du a sua thu hettest. Hessa should be here.
sailed
What
the
bear
boat!
finestem? Ich sua hessa al jævla.
Give them a head!
With more of Stephen's reinforcements eliminated, Robert was steadily undermining the siege.
Ich du a sua thu hettest. Ich obey thine hess. What wilt ich forthethin hess? Ich du a sua thu hettest. Ich obey thine hess.
Ich habe gefunden the foe!
Hierwe for blood on bow.
Robert's men decimated King Stephen's reinforcements and were poised to break the siege. Continuing the push towards Lincoln, Robert sent in a large company of reinforcements to aid his vanguard. To further weaken the siege, Robert would need to cut off Stephen's supplies. He targeted the nearby market town.
Ontifota sperra. Ik kan det du. Så they heter. Herende hästes nu. Ik kan det du.
Ich habe gefunden the foe!
Yes.
Rallying to Matilda's cause, a large group of knights arrived at Lincoln to bolster Robert's army. With the market town in ruins, King Stephen's supplies began to dwindle. Robert received word that Welsh troops under Matilda's banner were en route to join forces with him. But King Stephen had the roads to Lincoln heavily guarded, and the route was not without risk, even for the hardy Welshmen.
At mina worde ferreth. I shall leda jou. Certes. Grites ja. Grites.
Joining forces on the road to Lincoln, Matilda's allied troops made for the castle to lift the siege.
Nu, Turkes, sätta vi skall leda. Utredet nu, Turkes. Fortfarande fräckes, mitt valdenes. Vi skall leda. Utredet nu, Turkes. Att mina wörder färdas. Fortfarande fräckes, mitt valdenes. Ich live to hear it. Ich shall leda. Alla knites utride, thou Atheltungus.
Hestes continue in left and arid certes.
Robert's forces spotted a large detachment of Stephen's soldiers guarding the castle gates. If they hoped to liberate Lincoln, they would need to break the blockade and rout the army.
Dute is none burden. Intended.
Robert's forces scattered the king's army, leaving the gates to the castle unguarded.
Look, jag är ready. Ready for it.
Robert's men finally united with Lincoln's garrison. They could now use the castle to strengthen their army.
What needeth be undone?
To lift the siege, they needed to destroy the enemy camps surrounding the castle.
He'll build that for thee.
See they to work it. What needeth be undone?
Do they may?
Here is not better armor.
It is at mina wörder färdas.
Hestes and Sweden! Hestes oriente Hestes! Hestes kommer! Schittende, Suahet! Ik kan det du!
Build end that. What? build ende that seat. Am to Delta, yeah?
Fuste tulkas on de botas. Better.
Dress down, highwaymen! Inspect Tulkas. Ich suche es
Matilda's forces struck hard, destroying one of King Stephen's siege camps.
Attend their scatter. Where?
War of servant camp.
Yet at the end readeth no, Tulkas.
The king's army was scattered, and those who didn't fall fled. King Stephen was spotted, shielded by his men. To end the siege, Matilda's forces needed to capture Stephen and rout his army.
War of servant shattered.
Min spärre is jag. Spärremen.
Nu hästes en oddbormen.
Mina wörda färre. Attente to serve.
When I'm going the Tulkas. They are better. When I'm again.
Yes, the rende och
Rostar lunga nu. Färre.
boa. Ik kan förrända hästes en oddbormen. Jag blir för dig. Understire. Astiria! Rot dig, highwaymen!
Rostar open. Get it busy.
War of Jevem highway. Gendered.
Crossbows yard on the way, Sunday. Press the Vinsman?
Yeah, seven.
Kemper,
We aren't going the Turkish.
Svårtestet, Heriende hette du! Ja! Empress Matilda! Avide!
Matilda's men closed in and finally captured King Stephen. Matilda's forces had won the battle at Lincoln. But the fight for the crown was not over yet.